Welcome back to Panic Butter. Glad to have you here. Happy New Year. It's going to be a great year, 2024. It's going to be very interesting. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and join us. This is going to be packed full of mysteries. Are you ready? Here we go. First up.
Did you know that somebody used these 3D glasses to create a device that can spot UFOs that's cloaked in the sky?
You know those 3D glasses that are red on one side and blue on the other, and you get them in movie theaters? He cut them up so that the lenses were separate, and he stapled them together, and he taped it on top of his lens for his iPhone. The red lets in infrared. The red and the blue together blocks out almost all visible light. And so the light that can get through is going to be the infrared stuff. There's not much ultraviolet light in the atmosphere, so it's really mostly infrared. But there is no visible light that's coming in because of the red and the blue together. So what he ends up getting is mostly the infrared. And he started taking videos with his iPhone with this makeshift thing of the Washington, D.C. area, and he started to get a whole bunch of UFOs. Interesting configurations, different shapes and everything. So the Washington, D.C. area was like filled with them. And these were things on demand, any 10-minute period that he would do it. He came.
You mean to tell me these glasses right here, if I staple together and put them over my iPhone, we got an alien capturer that we can capture them cloaked on our phones? And we know what the infrared do. Once you start seeing the infrared, you start seeing in different dimensions. Y'all let me know in the comments. Y'all finna go buy some movie glasses and try this shit out. Like and follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. Follow me on YouTube if y'all want this exclusive content. And stay tapped in.
Oh boy, oh boy. I bet everybody's digging through their drawer right now, huh? Everybody usually has a set of those somewhere. Your kids probably have them if you don't. Probably in the junk drawer. Dig them out! Let's move on to the next one. Here we go.
Want to hear some? Alexa, who will win the next American election?
The 2024 American election will not take place. There will be no winner. War Powers Resolution of 1973 or the War Powers Act will be invoked by the act of war with Russia and China. Once an invoked, the standing party will retain and remain in power.
Well, that's interesting. Question is, was it real or is it one of the voice actors? You know, the ones, they talk like it, can fool anybody. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. If you have an Alexa, go check it out. Ask those questions and see what it says. Until then, let's go to the next one. Bring it on.
Scary things you didn't know. The last one is crazy. If you see a kangaroo in the water, run away, because kangaroos have a dark side. They'll patiently wait for you in the water in order to drown you.
Look at my dog.
Oh yeah. He's gonna kick some butt. See me? Yeah. Come get some.
Supposedly you can see if an app is spying on you by clicking the share button, clicking more, and if you see an app that you don't recognize before your contacts, delete it immediately. In 1988, Mark Wahlberg was arrested for a racist attack on 2 Vietnamese Americans, and it left one victim blind. Mark was then charged with attempted murder, but only ended up serving 45 days because he was 16. This is supposedly where you'll be in 5 years. Comment below what your month says about you. Before we get to the last scary thing, support my page by hitting the follow button for more interesting content every day. Submarines have heard and recorded unknown sounds in the ocean. This is one of them in the Mariana Trench. Yeah, comment below what you think that was.
Yeah, that's crazy, huh? Well, he's got a rockin' channel. You should go there and check it out. Links in the description below. The links for all of them are there. They all have pretty good channels. Some of them a little farther out than others. some with a little bit more information, a little more interesting, like this next one. Bring it on. Here you go.
United States, we just were building up hours and time, and we take off out of Beale, hit a tanker in Idaho, rip on up to Montana, zip across Denver, hang a right turn in Albuquerque, out over Los Angeles, up to Seattle, back into Sacramento, 2 hours, 21 minutes. And you just do that then you do it backwards, and you hit a tanker or two. It's just to gain crew coordination, build your hours. We're on our last training mission. We're over Tucson. I can see downtown LA from Tucson. We're at 89,000 feet. I can see the whole western United States bathed in a warm October fall glow.
SR-71 Air Force pilot Brian Schul states that he was flying above Tucson, Arizona at 89,000 feet, and he was able to see Los Angeles and the whole western seaboard. Now, of course, this is not possible if the Earth is in fact a spinning ball, because Brian Schul's max view distance would have only been 365 miles, Los Angeles being covered up by 9,970 feet of curved Earth. Let's continue.
I can see the chain of Rocky Mountains from Canada to New Mexico.
Oh, what was that, Brian? Did you just say you could see all the Rocky Mountains from New Mexico to Canada?
I can see the chain of Rocky Mountains from Canada to New Mexico. I
guess Brian did say that. So, from the tip of New Mexico to the very edge of Canada is 1,150 miles. Now, I'm assuming Brian was still flying over Tucson when he saw the Rocky Mountains, but even if he wasn't and was in the middle of the Rocky Mountains, his max view distance would not allow him to see either New Mexico or Canada, simply because the Earth is supposed to be curved. If Brian was still flying over Tucson, Arizona, and saw the Rockies extend from New Mexico to Canada, that's 77 miles of missing curved Earth. If he was in the center of the Rockies, he still only has a max view at 365 miles at 89,000 feet. Folks, throw your globes in the trash, wipe the tears away. The Earth is flat, proven by the United States Air Force.
Interesting. It's always interesting. Everybody on the ground has their own view, and those that are up in the air, well, they have a different view. We have a couple more coming up. Pretty interesting, even from one that says he has been there. Has he? He tells you if he has or not. Coming up.
I can say with absolute certainty, and I can attest, the plane does not dip nose down to follow the curvature of the Earth, ever. Matter of fact, most planes have an airfoil that are 3 degrees nose up in straight and level flight. And the reason that is simple. If the nose of the aircraft was at 0 degrees or level flying through the air, then it would porpoise, right? It would be quite violent, because some of the air would go over the nose and some of the air would go under the nose. And it would cause that nose to go down, up and down, which is literally like a porpoise or a dolphin out of water. And that's exactly what would happen. So the wings are designed, when they are level, the nose is 3 degrees nose up. The fact, proven from multiple points, that there is no Coriolis to the motion of the Earth. And I'm speaking from a pilot's perspective, also an engineer's perspective, because I obtained a degree as an engineer before I went to flight school. So I'm both a pilot and engineer at once. So, number one, there is no rotation of the Earth, proven by the fact that a helicopter pilot can hover the aircraft indefinitely, motionless, above a single point of the Earth. If the Earth were spinning, as soon as that aircraft left the ground, the Earth would spin out from under it. Now, somebody may say that the air of the atmosphere rotates along with the Earth, which is one of the most absurd concepts imaginable, because if that were the case, then all wind would travel with the Earth. There would be no alternating wind currents, when we know that the jet streams fly overhead, clouds move in multiple directions overhead, and a kite flying over the stationary Earth. The fact that a kite flies because of wind passing through, that proves that the Earth does not. That proves that the air does not move in unison with the Earth. Number two, airstrips do not rotate away from a landing aircraft. Anybody who's seen a pilot's view when an aircraft lands, well, the aircraft lands through a motionless airstrip. If the Earth were rotating, the pilot would have to turn to the angle at which the airstrip is rotating away and land at the speed of the airstrip. which is absurd, simply absurd. Airstrips do not rotate away from the aircraft, and on an east to west landing strip, if the aircraft is landing to the west, the airstrips do not land moving towards the airplane. That's insanity. Okay, simply stated.
If the Earth was a spinning ball, it is virtually impossible for a ship to be moving at 25 to 30 knots on this curved spinning ball while tracking an aircraft that's probably going 300 miles per hour, 50 to 100 miles away. Really, I mean, these like P-3 aircrafts were pretty far and 20,000 feet in the air. It's just virtually impossible. It doesn't make sense. Again, at the time, I wasn't thinking like this, but looking back on the information that I had, I'm like, yeah, there's no way. There's no way that was done on a curved Earth. Literally, the only way that could work is if we are on a flat, stationary plane. We're cruising along. The boat is cruising along in the water. Like, think about it in terms of like a large, like, you know, like those backyard swimming pools. Picture the swimming pool filled up, right? And then your ship, you put a little boat on the swimming pool, and then, you know, you put like a little fake aircraft in the air. Now, from that ship, you're able to see the aircraft. It doesn't matter where you are in that pool, you can track that aircraft. If you're on a spinning ball curve, how the hell can you track an aircraft that could be in a position that's 100 to 200 miles away from you, 30,000 feet in the air from a different angle that's around a curve? It's impossible. There's no way that you could, there's no radio frequency that could track that.
I'd like to point out that I see now that I didn't see before is that you have a magnetic compass and you have a gyro on any ship. And I'm not talking about your little crabberman show fishing boat, what are the deadliest cat. I'm talking about a real deep sea going, unlimited tonnage boat. It's going to have a gyro. And it is a big, huge box that sits usually behind the bridge or in the chart room. It's a big box and it's basically the gyro compass. Now, if you had two models, I guess, wouldn't you have to have one making the corrections? Because it almost never matches the magnetic almost never matches the gyro. It's very rare that we're steering the same course. And they say it's due to deviation and variation is where you know, like the metals of the ship causes it to differ. And then you have the variation of the magnetic fields over the Earth. I guess they change, you know, true north and magnetic north. But the way I look at it is, man, they got two different machines. One is a machine and one is from God. The way to get around the Earth. God's not a dummy. He put the way to get around the Earth with the compasses. If back in the day they had motorized vessels that can get them around, they would probably have got around a lot better. But they were at the mercy of the wind. It was like, oh, they didn't know their way, or, you know, they were using the stars and stuff, and they, you know. So I just believe that the two compasses, the gyro compass that's electronic, and then our regular compass is because they are switching the ways, you know, the maps. There's two different ways to get around the Earth. You're tricking us.
Whoa, they give you a brain cramp or what? That's a lot to unpack. And you could have multiple shows on that, which we will. We want to get everybody's opinion, find out the truth, or make it very interesting while doing so. Like this next one. What do you think? Was he there or not?
So for today's drink,
Yeah, she handled that, huh? Got up and went right at it, just like she should have. Unfortunately, yeah, wasn't anybody there. Well, nothing she could see anyways. Those are pretty good. Pretty intense. Have you ever seen a ghost? Let me know down below. While you're down there, subscribe. Here we go.
Buzz Aldrin admits the moon landing was fake.
What was the scariest moment of the journey?
Uh-oh, here comes the truth.
Scariest.
Just the truth.
It didn't happen.
Uh-oh.
It could have been scary.
Yeah. What about everybody else?
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened. And if it didn't happen, it's nice to know why it didn't happen, so in the future, if we want to keep doing something, we need to know why something.
Fascinating. I remember very clearly, I think anybody who was alive at the time does, I remember my parents waking me up and we went down and we watched you guys land on the moon.
No,
which
you
was
didn't. No, you didn't.
What?
Because there wasn't any television. There wasn't anybody taking a picture. You watched animation. See, you associated what you saw with...
I have very hazy memories.
Yeah, I know.
Well, no, what we saw was we all were gathered around the old curved top radio and listened.
Talking about you know, how many feet we were going to the left and right, and then I said contact light, engine stop,
Different.
and a few other things, and then Neil said, Houston, Tranquility Base, the Eagle has landed. Man, how about that?
That was very exciting.
Not a bad line.
Yeah, yeah. This was, so were you self-conscious about all the, I mean, the entire...
Well, there you go. The little girl should have said, if nobody was there, where did you film it? That's the correct question. He's probably waiting for somebody to ask that question. Nobody does. They always ask him, were you there? Did you go there? Got to ask the right question to get the right answer. What do you think? Do you believe it? Let's look at another one. Next up.
To anyone who believes the moon landing happened, that NASA actually went to the moon, I got some questions for you. First, do you actually believe that this piece of junk right here actually landed on the moon? Let's take a closer look at the moon lander. This seriously looks like cardboard and aluminum foil. If a school kid made this in science class, he wouldn't even get a C. Next question for you. Who was the cameraman for Neil Armstrong's first steps on the moon? Who was taking the picture? Also, Neil Armstrong's boots. They don't match the footprints made on the moon. How do you explain that one, baby cakes? And I got one more question for you. Remember the moon buggy that they drove on the moon? The go-kart they made so they could drive around the moon. How did it get there? How did it get there? This is what they say landed on the moon. So how did the moon buggy fit in or on this thing? Now, I'm not saying they landed on the moon or they didn't. I'm just asking the question. Shabadoo Bushkies! Shabadoo!
Valid questions. You know somebody will have the answer. We just saw the real answer, though, from the one who said they said he was there. He said he wasn't. That pretty much answers it. What do you think? Are you pro they went to the moon, or are you against it? There's not enough proof. It does look kind of sketchy. Next up, here we go.
Swear to God, that's a fucking person. Dude, flash the light! If you're a person, flash the light!
Come on, bring it on.
Okay, maybe it's not. Oh! Swear to God, that's a fucking person.
There it was. What was that? That was pretty cool. Was it a drone? Was it a person? No, it wasn't enough light, but it was interesting. That's for sure. Some weird stuff out there. What have you seen? Do you have anything on film? Well, today's question is video. Okay. Next up, here we go.
Mampus.
Kick the ghost butt. There you go. Oh, that is cool. If this is real, this is something, isn't it? What do you think? Those are nerves of steel, or crazy, or just plain made up. Interesting though. Very, very interesting. What do you think? Let's go somewhere else. Take it in a different direction and see what we think about this next clip. Bring it on. Check this out. Ah, get your fingers out of your mouth. Stop it, stop it. There's not a mirror next to you. No, nobody's gonna tell you. Quit it. Quit it. Did you wash your hands first anyways? I know you tried it. I didn't. I might though. Here we go. Let's see what's up next. Bring it on. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Huh. Come on, you can get out. This is one of the hazards. Nobody else is even there. Whoo-wee! Made it out. Don't see no dark stains on the back of his drawers, so must not have been that nervous. But he did get out successfully. You know, it scared the heck out of him. Yeah. Ever been in anything like that? Had anything weird or strange happen to you? Everybody has it one time or another. Usually it's only you that thinks it's strange. Well, we have some more. Let's go see what else is strange and mysterious or scary.
Go away! Go away! What do you want here? No! Go away! No more! Go away! Go away! I'm kidding! Go away! Leave us alone! Leave us alone! Leave us alone! Zina! We are not scared! Mom, what is this? Huh? What is this? Mom! Mom! Nothing, Jakub! Mom! Mama! What, Jakub? What? There's someone standing! There is no one, Jakub! Oh my god! Jakub, I said you need to finish your game now. It was already 1 hour, you just playing. 10 minutes, 10 minutes. No, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. No. Morning you are going to school, I said no. 5 minutes. And you will off the game? No. I said 10 minutes. My mom always like saying, I'm trying to do it. Oh, man.
Yeah, either they got some really good editing or a really big problem. It's one or the other. Which one do you think it is? Yeah, I know what it sounds like, what it looks like, but what is it? Is it real? Or is it not? You be the judge. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so. If you made it this far, thank you. We're going to bring on another one. Here it goes. Interesting. I was ready to make my decision and say what I thought, but then I heard those fateful words. You know the ones. To tell you the truth, or, well, to be honest, yeah, those words, they make you laugh when someone says it. But let's go to the next one.
If you see this in the ocean, get out fast. In 2016, an Australian fisherman saw this near his boat. At first, he thought it was some kind of alien creature, but he soon realized it was something even scarier. This is actually a swollen whale. When a whale passes away, it swells up, and eventually, so much gas builds up that the whale's body explodes. This sends whale guts everywhere. Whales can explode with so much force that they can injure or end human lives. As soon as he realized the danger he was in, the fisherman, Mark Watkins, sailed away. But this whale definitely looks like it's ready to pop.
Yeah, that wasn't very mysterious. It was crazy. Something you stay away from. If you made it this far, thanks for joining us. I hope you have a great year, 2024. It's a new year. Happy New Year. We're going to catch up with you next time. See ya.